You're listening to the Call Kent podcast, where Kent C. Dodds answers questions and gives insights to software engineers like you. Now, let's hear the call.
Hi Ken, I'm Dago. I recently finished your advanced remix workshop on Foreign Masters, so now I'm one of your students. The course was awesome, and I would like to say thanks. I'm wondering about the story of bundle analysis in Remix. I have built tons of Nux apps, and there is an environment flag you can pass to the bundler to speed up special bundle analysis. Is there any way to achieve this easily, or a supported solution covering it already? I'm building my first Remix app ever, and it's a real thing prototype nonetheless. Yesterday, my build got almost 4 times bundle size increase. Um, I wondering how to take a deep look at it to see what I'm actually bundling. Thanks.
And that was the call. Here's what Kent had to say.
Dago, thanks so much for the question. So yeah, this was a great one. I actually ran into this same situation recently. Well, it wasn't that my build was like really big. It was just I was curious what was in it. So yeah, unfortunately, this isn't a built-in feature of Remix. This is definitely something that should be built in. There should just be like a flag that you pass or something. But the way that I got this to work is that Remix is using ESBuild under the hood, and ESBuild has a bundle size analyzer, just like Webpack does and stuff. And so I'll put a link to that in the notes. But the way that this works is you pass a metafile option to esbuild.build. So when you call that, of course, we're not calling that as users of Remix. So Remix needs to be the one that calls that. Luckily, Remix actually already does pass the metafile option, and it uses that to generate its manifest. All that needs to be done, in addition, is to write that metafile that is in the result to the file system. And so right now, all that Remix uses it for is to generate the manifest, but with a single flag or something, it could be configured to output the metafile to the file system or something. But I didn't want to wait for something like that to happen, for that feature to be added. And so what I did is I just went into my node modules directory and I added a fs.writeFileSync, metafile and where it went and whatever. I'll put the exact code that you could use in the notes for this episode. But and also I'll link to where specifically you need to do that. So I'll link to that in the Remix GitHub, and then you just need to go in your node modules directory in Remix dev, compiler, compile browser, all of that in the dist directory there. And I'll put a link to the path for that as well. For me, as of today, with the latest version of Remix, it is on line 244 in the compile browser file under Remix run dev dist compiler compile browser.js. That's where it is. But yeah, so you just stick a write file for that metafile that is generated, and then you can drag and drop that into the ESBuild analyzer or just import that. I don't know if drag and drop works actually, but yeah, you import it and then you can visualize everything that's in your bundle. So like I said, it would be really nice if you could just pass a flag to Remix that will say, hey, I want you to actually save that file. But until then, this is a pretty good solution or workaround, I suppose. I hope that helps you, and I hope you have a nice day.
This has been the Call Kent podcast. Learn more about Kent at kentcdodds.com and get your own questions answered at kentcdodds.com/calls.